Hi there, Little Plum here, and welcome to my Minecraft channel. I play Minecraft Bedrock on my iPad. And in my last video, I made that yellow house there on the left, and since then I decided that house needed a neighbor. So I made the second house there on the right, and today what we're going to do is we're going to be working on the interior of these two houses. And I built these houses to incorporate into my villager trading hall where I have a villager breeder, and then the villagers are going to come here and they're going to grow up and then they're going to hang out until I'm ready to zombify them and have them get their final trades and become really great trading partners. So first things first, in the house, of course, we got to lay down a floor. Now that we have walls, we need a floor. In this house, I decided to do these cobbled bricks. I thought the stone design looked kind of like it would belong on a real house next to the river. And plus you can always add carpet and stuff over things to soften it up. And this house is going to be where my baby villagers come, and they kind of are going to hang out until they grow up. And so I decided to make it look like a nursery. And this is not a scary bear that I made out of brown wool and a jack-o'-lantern, but this is actually a very cuddly large teddy bear for our little villagers. We have some ABC banners so that they can start learning their letters. And then we're going to add some blocks of different wool, and we're going to just sort of add some decorations. We're going to add some cake later. We have a large giant bench, which looks bigger than it has to be because it looks like from the view of a little villager, like how big an adult-sized chair it would be. So we're kind of just trying to make this look like a little nursery or a kindergarten or a fun place for little kids to stay at while they start growing up and start learning, before they start turning into adults. And here we'll grab some greenery, and yeah, I think we'll just decorate it to make it look kind of pretty and cheerful and a fun place for these little baby villagers to hang out until they grow up into normal-sized villagers. And we're all done with our initial nursery decoration. We might change a few things here and there, but we'll see how it goes. But the idea is our little guys are going to come in on the rail cart, and they're going to spin around in these little rails until they get old enough, until they grow up into full-size villagers. And then what we're going to want to do is we're going to use some redstone. Yes, we're using some redstone here in order to switch the direction of that rail cart and send them on to the next house. And I learned this about Minecraft recently. I suppose all you pro Minecrafters already knew how to work the directions on minecarts, but I just figured it out, and I think it's really, really cool. And this is kind of something I learned while watching ZedaphPlays from Hermitcraft Season 8. So if you want something a little bit more complicated, mine's going to be much more simple than what he does. But he shows kind of how this whole design works a little bit more in detail. But either way, I found out that if you power a block that a rail is put on, it will affect the direction of the rail. So right now the block that this rail is on is powered, and so it goes to the left because it's powered. If we take the power off of it, it will change the direction and it will turn to the right. And so it's really a pretty cool thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to activate some redstone that's only activated when the villager is tall enough to change the direction of the minecart and send them on their way, and keep all the other little babies that are still in their minecarts around that little circle until they grow up. So we need to kind of find a way to turn off and turn on this this minecart, this redstone here. So right now I have a torch, which is powering the block that the rail cart is on. And now I've got some redstone going into that block. And if I turn on the redstone going into that block where the torch is, it should turn the torch off. And then that will change the direction of the minecart. All right, I think I have everything set up to test. Let's put a button right here. Let's turn that redstone on and see. Oh, it worked. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh, look at that. That is exactly what we wanted. So that, push the button, that'll turn that redstone on, which will turn the torch off. And then all of a sudden the rail will switch directions. That is absolutely perfect. So we can show you right here how the torch turns off. You can't see the rail move though now because there isn't a rail for it to bend into. And if there isn't an option for it, of course, the rail is going to always turn into where attached to the next rail next to it. But you can see how that turns the torch off. And then when we put that rail back down, you'll be able to see again how it changes direction. So let's do that real quick so we can see again how that works. Ah, perfect. That's lovely. All right, now I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning up and moving things around a little bit, and we'll see you in a bit. Here we are at our little villager breeding station, and we're going to grab ourselves a villager, just a baby villager, just to see how our little nursery is working. And before, I used to have them ride this minecart and sit in that house up there until they grew up, and then I would push them into the blue house right away. But here we have our little nursery that we just built for our baby villagers. And of course, I'm using my gates again because mobs don't actually go into those gates, go through those gates. So we have a door without really having a door, which is really cool. And our little baby villager is just going to ride around and spin around on this little roller coaster until he is old enough. And then he will flip that redstone to send him over into this house here, which of course still needs to be decorated. But you can see I've been testing it out. And we have a whole bunch of grown villagers, and so it is working. But we've only kind of tested it out with one villager at a time. So let's go grab another villager and see how it works with several villagers. Here we have our 3 villagers, and they are spinning around on a little circle on these rails. And once they are tall enough, they're going to hit that string, which is attached to that little hook there, which will activate the redstone, which goes underneath, and will turn the torch off and send them onto the house next door. So let's just speed this up a little bit and see if it works. Oh, did you see that? One villager just grew up, tripped the switch, and got sent to the neighboring house. Oh, these other 2 villagers, it's going to happen soon. Let's wait for it. Here they go, around and around. Let's see, they were born at about the same time, so they should grow up at around the same time. Wait for it. All right, which one is it going to be? Ooh, there's some mobs back there. I hope they're not going to get in the way. Oh, one just grew up. Here we go. And switch. And there he goes. Oh, let's go save him from those mobs. Oh no. All right, last one to go. That's so cool. Yeah. So it works. Our little design worked. Our nursery is done. Last thing we need to do is get these guys set up while they're waiting before they get assigned jobs. And let's go do some interior design in here. And here's the finished house. I designed it to look like a study since we have all our villagers that are, well, I guess in effect teenagers. They're not babies anymore and they're too big for the nursery and they're not quite ready for their trade or for their jobs for working. So I guess it's a good time for them to study. So I decorated their home appropriately like a study with lots of books and things for them to look at. For some reason, they're just all hanging out in this corner over there. I'm not really sure why, but I think it turned out pretty nice. I think it's a comfortable place for them to hang out. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty neat. Hey guys. Hey, what are you looking at? What are you staring at? You guys want something? Would you like a carrot? Would you like a carrot? Not interested? For some reason they keep staring at me though, which is a little bit kind of creepy. Not really sure why. Maybe they like my wings. Maybe they would like to have wings too. I don't know. What do you guys think? You like my wings? Aren't they pretty? They're pretty wings. Maybe if you guys grow up, you can get wings too. All right. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Tschüss.